Hello, hello, it's June Olson with Junebug Creations, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, coming to you live from Whitefish, Montana. And today is Thunderstruck Thursday because it's Thursday. And I have been challenging myself for this Christmas in July to use things that are not necessarily Christmassy to make Christmas cards. So like last week, we used the Nest of Winter paper that is kind of Christmassy, and I made those really cool cards that I still want to do some more playing with and show you some more varieties where we had the different layers and it was Christmassy. This time around, I don't really have any Christmas stamp sets. I have one that we used for creativity now, and but the paper is all blue, so it's sort of Christmassy, but not necessarily Christmassy. And I'll show you that coming up soon too, probably next week. Today I wanted to kind of challenge myself. I was thinking about, I saw someone, Connie Stewart had done a mosaic look to her card, and I've done it numerous different times with different papers and everything, but I wanted to try something different. She stamped her own DSP, so she stamped it, and I've done that where I've stamped it and I've cut it and I've done other things. But what I want to try today is use the mix and match, the new mix and match stickers. They're stickers. Put those on a piece of cardstock and then use that and cut that up and see how that works. So let's give that a whirl. It's going to be a little bit different. I just realized I did not grab, hold on, I did not grab a piece of black cardstock. Oh, I'm going to have to cut that down. All right, so I didn't grab a piece of black cardstock to kind of help make it pop. So I want to do this. So let's go ahead and switch. I'm kind of excited actually to give this a whirl. So we're going to use the textured stripes mix and match cards and envelopes. We're going to use the red one because that's close to Christmassy, and therefore the red envelope. So we're using things. Now this does have Christmassy stuff in it, and we're going to pull out anything Christmassy from both of these. This is Good Times Mix and Match. This is Time for Celebration. I have a feeling most of it's going to be in here, but we're going to double check over here to see what we can use. And then I'm pretty sure in the Saying Something ephemera pack, there's a Merry Christmas. So we're going to start, actually, I think it's right there. How lucky is that? It says Happy Christmas. All right, let's see if there's a Merry Christmas. So this is all of our words, and I think right now we only are doing the black and white. I'm not sure if these other ones are even available anymore. So here is a Merry Christmas. We'll take both of those and see how we end up liking them. All right, Happy Holidays, we can also use that. Let's see, anything else that would work? I think that's probably it for along the lines, because we're going with the holiday stuff because it is July, so we do our Christmas in July. So I think that's pretty much it for that. So this is actually the Greetings for All mix and match is where the black and white comes from. The other one with all the different colors is the Saying Something. I think that's still available in the online store, but please don't quote me on that because I am not 100% sure. Wow, that looks pretty dark. Does that look dark to you? All right. Hi, Missy. Does the picture look dark to you? It looks really dark to me. I thought I brightened it up. There we go. That goes really bright. Let's see. I don't know. Sometimes one screen's really dark and the other screen's really bright. Maybe I need to look and see what my screen setting is. Here we go. Ah, all right. It was my screen setting. Well, that makes a huge difference. Wowza. All right. So we're going to use that. And then let's look in this one. I'm not sure if there's anything Christmassy, but we'll look. Although a pie could be Christmassy. So we'll stick this out here. I'm just going to pop this out so we can decide. We'll go with that. That's the most Christmassy thing I see there. We don't want to necessarily go for hearts. So this is something you could do with any theme that you're looking at. And we have, these are all flowers. See if those were more stars, but those are black stars, so I don't want to use the black stars. But the pie, of course, worked. And then we have strawberries. And then this is not really Christmassy. And this is not really Christmassy. And that is not really Christmassy. So I think the only thing we could use would be the pie, because I don't know about you. I love pie at Christmas time. What's your favorite Christmas pie? I love pie. That's my favorite thing, is pie. All right. I like cookies too, but I do like pie, and not necessarily with a lot of ice cream. So we know the wreath is definitely Christmassy. So we're going to take the wreath out here like that. And the bow is definitely Christmassy. All right. And depending on where you are in the world, this Christmas pie or Christmas pudding works too. So maybe we'll take the pie out of it because this is pretty big. So we'll set this one aside just in case. We're going to take these little, I don't know if they're supposed to be, what's the kissing one? Mistletoe, maybe, although mistletoe has white berries, not red berries. But the green and white, you know, or the green and red goes together. We could do that little that little tie, but I won't. I'm going to take the yellow star though, because we want some little yellow things, and we can use this one. We should probably color that though, shouldn't we? Should we color that? I wonder. All right, then we have an ornament, and we have a snowflake, and we have another black and white holly, and I think we'll leave the rest there. All right, I'm not going to duplicate other than doing 2 of those. So we've already used that. Here we go. We've got another little yellow star here that we'll take. Ooh, this is really hard without my fingernails. I miss them. We've already got one of those. We'll take a little snowflake. We already have one of these. We definitely don't need a spider. You know what? We could do a couple blue stars. Let's do a couple blue stars. And I'm going to grab my Stampin' Blends to color those. And then here we have a green one and a yellow or red one. We may end up using them all. We may end up not using them all. We have that choice. That's the beauty of it all. So we definitely got to have candy canes because I love candy canes. I eat them throughout the year because I do like the peppermint. It's funny, I don't like mint, but I like peppermint. All right, and then we have, ooh, we don't have one of these big snowflakes, so let's take this big snowflake. Oh, come on. It doesn't want to come out. Do these come in the cases? No, I put them in the cases for my organization. I just find it easier to have them in the cases. They just come in these plastic wrappings with cardboard backing. So actually, maybe. I know the paper ones did. The ones that were not sticky, these are stickers and they are thicker, so they might not have the paper backing. I am not 100% sure. I don't remember exactly. All right, so that, and then we need these little things like that. And then this will be the same thing, so we don't want a whole lot of duplicates. So we'll go ahead and put these in here like that. And then I leave them in here. It just makes it easier. You can buy 4 of these cases for I think like $9, and that just makes life so much easier to put them in there. All right, so the other thing I did was I grabbed a piece of soft seafoam because I didn't want the stark white. So I did the soft seafoam because I thought that would look okay underneath. But then I need to have my black as a border. Oh, that just fits. How awesome is that? All right, I just need to cut the bottom part. Whoop, let's move all that over This is pretty big. We might have to go back in there and grab some more. All right, so this is just over 3 inches, so we will make this just over that so that we have a border. Let's see if we have an even border. How'd I do? That looks pretty dang good. Okay, that was pure luck, folks. That was not June being totally on it. So let me get the Stampin' Blends for that. We're gonna use Real Red. We don't have Garden Green. And we're going to use Old Olive. We'll bring in some other green. Oh, what colors? Let's see. Maybe that's Shaded Spruce. Granny Apple Green, Garden Green. Shaded Spruce is not in there. Fresh Freesia, Cloud Cover. It doesn't even say a red. Oh, it is Real Red. All right, so we're going to do the Real Red. I'm going to use the brush end because it will just make it faster. And I'm not going to do any fancy coloring. I'm just filling in the white because that's a lot of white. And I want color in my Christmas card. I'm not really a black and white kind of person. To me, Christmas means color. What does Christmas mean to you? Okay, besides family and things like that, what does Christmas mean to you? I love color. To me, Christmas is all about the color. This is not a bright green. That is not a bright green. Let's go ahead. We'll go with the Granny Apple Green. There we go. That's a little brighter. All right, here we go. Oh, I forgot to do that leaf. How funny is that? All right, so Christmas, like I love the multicolored lights, not just white lights. I love all the colors, not just red and green, but I love adding in the blue and the yellow. And nowadays even you can add purple, and of course because I love purple, I'm all about adding the purple. There we go. All right. That worked out much better. So we're going to take this and we're going to plaster it with all of these. All right. So let's see if we can be a little strategic about it, because I want to have it all on here if I can. We're going to go with the larger things first. All right, that's always how you want to start when you're doing any sort of collage. You want to start with large things. Whew, that is large. I am not going to use the pie because we have this. Let's put our sentiments over here. All right, and then I may not use the snowflake stuff either. I'm thinking we're going to stick with the real Christmassy things. All right. Here we go. So think about if you were stamping this, how would you do it? You would start with the large and work your way to the small. I probably should not have done this yet. I should do this next. There's on the back, there's little, oh, what do you call it? Little slits where the paper is separated. Oh, where's my take your pick tool? Let's see if that works better. Without having nails, it's like, oh my gosh, I haven't not had nails in a long time. And now I got to start over and get them back into healthy mode so that they will be nice to me. They're not happy with me. Come on, here we go. All right, so we'll go ahead and put that over here. All right, and then I'm going to just kind of do that one here. Let's see. we could, where's our scissors? We could cut this a little like this, and then like this. All right, and then take this off. Ugh, they are coming off. They are challenging me today. They usually come off pretty quick and easy, but again, do that there. Is this one gonna fit here? No. Okay. I don't want to put that in there. Maybe this time we'll cut this one off. Yeah, there's a good chance I probably should have laid this out before you all got on here. But, so traditional colors, you like the other colors to look at, but not on your tree. Okay. All right, so what color lights do you use on your tree? Do you use the multicolor or do you use the white lights on your tree? There we go. I think, whew, here we go. Trying to find a place where this fits. All right, we can add these leaves wherever we want. And let's do this right there. We'll do this one. Ooh, that doesn't really fit up there. We'll do that one right here. Let's do this other ornament. So we don't have to fill every single space. Oh, forgot the bow. That should be on the little wreath, right? There we go. Oh, see, I'm not sure how they cut it or where they cut it. If they just cut it across the back of the, not like when you're putting your stamps up and you're pulling off that backing. Ooh, can we get this one up still, you think? Should have put that bow on first, June. Yeah, that's not going. Ooh. Wow. All right. I fumbled that. Could put it down here. Oh, the candy cane. If you see something I'm missing, Missy, because I know you're good at that. Oh. All right. Multicolored. All right, Missy. So I guess the Jimbo Creations one ended. So thanks for hopping on over to this one. Let's see if we are still live on, well, we must be live on my Facebook page because you're on there, right? Maybe. Did it end altogether? If so, then it's on YouTube. Like me going live in more than one or two places. It worked this morning though. All right, I'm not even seeing it on my biz page. Let's try that again. No. All right, let's check YouTube. Are you on YouTube, Missy? No, I see you're on. Let's see. All right, here we go. Sorry, folks, if you are catching this on a replay. All right, it is on. No, it is not on. All right. It says I'm live. Missy, are you there? No.